Gobbling Orange Sports Network. Such a time as this. It's March Madness, and we've had a little bit of madness already. I tell you, I've been going on adrenaline, didn't get a lot of sleep last night and the night before because things are just wide open with basketball. It's the time that people who normally don't watch basketball, and people who love basketball just love this time of the year. So anyways, want to just do a shout out to a couple new sponsors. Charlie T's Wings. He's got stalls there on 176 Pendleton, 5920 Highway 76 in Pendleton. 50 years, a staple in the community. A Clemson upstate type icon came on board, and we're going to be doing some stuff with them, doing some tailgating. They're going to do sponsor the spring game show, which is coming up next week. In such a time as this, we got football early this year. Good Lord have mercy. We got about 6-7 sponsors for the spring game, which we always hold over at Bixby's. It's going to be at Bixby's on College Avenue after the spring game at 5 o'clock. Come join us. We'll all go out to eat afterwards. But we got Two Buddies Vape and Shop, 1376 Tiger Boulevard. We actually did a March Madness show there yesterday. Two buddies are two brothers, Matthew and Michael, who started this company back in January. They're fixing to get their humidor loaded with cigars, so I'm going to become a customer of them. But anyways, I love to help out the young entrepreneurs. They decide to go out on their own, and we're going to do everything we can to promote them. We had an awesome, great show yesterday down there at 12 o'clock. But anyway, so me and Big Mike, and this is what's all about, baby. It's March Madness. This is my best Dick Vitale voice. We went down after the show and ate at East Coast Wings, and we were watching this Santa Clara, Kentucky game. And one of the best endings I've ever seen. So we're sitting there, and they're going back and forth. Kentucky had a lead on this Santa Clara, and then it got down in. And there was, 6-7 seconds left. They inbounded the ball. Santa Clara hit a three-pointer. Swoosh. Nothing but net. 2.9 seconds left. Cinderella story, maybe in the making. We're thinking in the making because there's 2.9 seconds left. He just hit a three-point shot, and they're up by 3 points. Not so fast, my friends. Kentucky got the ball down, got it just over half court, banked it into the goal as the buzzer went off and went into overtime. The whole freaking bar and restaurant was jumping up, high-fiving. I'm not either a fan of either one of these teams, but I was pulling for the Cinderella team, Santa Clara, just about. I knew the way that thing ended and the way he hit the shot. If they went into overtime, they were going to lose because the minimum at that point had changed to Kentucky. But just exciting. Yeah, this is Clemson Sports Network, but not too happy about what happened because not only did we lose, but it means the season's over. Because that's what makes March Madness so special. This game can be your last game if you don't win. You either win or advance, or you go on. So you got players like Davison, who's his last season, RJ Godfrey, seniors. So you got to feel for them, the time they spent at Clemson. Every good thing must come to an end. I don't know, people. We didn't get killed, but I think the game wasn't even as close as it shows. We lost 67 to 61. I don't even think it was that close. I think, like I've always said, the defense wasn't playing bad. But we're just not hitting shots. We're not hitting shots. And if you are playing basketball and you got a round ball and you got a rim with a net, the object of it is to put that ball into that rim through the net. Basketball 101. If you don't do that, I don't care how good your defense is. And the shooting's just been horrendous. And I don't know if it's mentally. I mean, like that North Carolina game we played in the ACC tournament was one of the best games we've ever played. And then we went to Duke and we're shooting like 30% or less. And then we get in there last night and we couldn't hit the back of a barn if we tried. So anyways, this comes to an end. Women's Clemson basketball is dancing today. Interesting scenario here. They're playing USC, and that's not the Gamecocks of USC of Columbia. That's the University of Southern Cal. Now, if we win, it's a pretty even game we got here. If Clemson wins and advances, the interesting part is probably a 95% chance we're going to be playing the South Carolina Gamecocks, which will be an interesting matchup. We don't play them a lot in tournament play. Have it before. The Lady Gamecocks. I mean, you talk to anybody that's a Carolina fan or Gamecock, they'll talk about Lady Gamecocks basketball. That's nothing really you can say about that. They've been pretty dominant down there in Columbia as far as the women go, but not so fast. My chances. It's March Madness. Anything can happen. Really the only thing I've seen as far as the Cinderella story so far, and I predicted on the cast before they even had tip-off, is High Point, North Carolina. I think that's the team you got to look at being the Cinderella story. They had an upset the other night, won by 1 point, but a win's a win. They've advanced, and everybody's starting to know where High Point, North Carolina is. And that is, I've been up there before. It's not too far from here. So anyhow, you got to pull for the home team, the underdog. So Clemson tips off at 3 against USC. Carolina tips off, I believe, at 12 or 1. So we'll know by the end of the day, whether Clemson advances and plays Carolina. I don't see Carolina losing, so I'd like to see a Clemson-Carolina matchup in women's basketball. I'm so proud of what Sean Poppy's done. He's turned the program around. Heck, we beat Duke this year, and we hadn't done that in a long time in women's basketball. And we're in the big dance, and we hadn't done that in the last couple of years. So just a lot going on. Got a lot of games today. We did our bracket. We were talking about on the show yesterday. There's a guy named Warren Buffett. You don't know who he is. He's a guy that has a lot of money that just basically invested all his life. He basically bought Coca-Cola stock when it first came out, and I believe it's 10 years, but for like the last 10 years, he's put $1 billion out there, $1 billion, which he can lose and still be all right. But he's put $1 billion out there for anybody who's got a perfect bracket. And it's just, we were talking about it last night. It doesn't take rocket science, but mathematically, it's almost impossible to get a perfect bracket. Mathematically, it's very possible to predict who's going to be in the Final Four. I'll pick my Final Four teams. We did the bracket Tuesday night. It's even easy. You got a good chance of predicting who's going to be in the finals. But mathematically, to have a perfect bracket, maybe nobody even has one now, especially after that North Carolina loss. So you always got that one game in there mathematically to go through all 64 teams and all the games they play. He's going to put $1 billion, and I'm sure he'll pay if somebody wins. But so far, nobody's had a perfect bracket. So anyhow, we're excited about the spring. I can't believe it's next weekend. This weather in the South's been so weird. One day you got the air conditioner on, the next day you got the heater on. Today it went outside. It's kind of in between. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. So we're excited about the spring game. We're excited about the sponsors that have come on board. We're excited about partnering with Charlie T's. Everybody knows Charlie T's. We're going to hook up some tailgating packages with them, get them connected to some tailgating outfits. And, when you think of wings, I've eaten more wings in the last 3 days than I've eaten in the whole year. Wings, March Madness, and football. When you talk about wings, barbecue, wings, football, basketball. So Charlie T's, we're going to hook them up. They must be doing something right. They've got their fire brewed moonshine grilling sauce right here. And we got the buffalo wing sauce. I love buffalo wing sauce. The way he was telling me yesterday, the way you do this thing is you heat it up a little bit in the microwave or on the stove, and then you heat it up first, and then you put it on the chicken. And that's the way they do that. So what they do is you go to their website, and you're able to order on their website, Charlie T's website, and Charlie T's Wings website. You're able to put your order in and what time you're going to pick it up. So it's kind of like a turnkey operation. Is you put your order in, let's say you want to pick it up at 1:15. Let's say your last name is Starnes, like me. So when I get there at 1:15, Starnes is already made. They hand it to him. I've already paid for it. Boom, I'm out the door, off to the football game or whatever. So it was good to meet up with him and have him come on board. Baseball, I don't know what to say about baseball. We're up in Indiana at South Bend, playing Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. We lost 0-6. I kind of lost track of the game because I was waiting for the basketball game. Kind of had them intervening. One started at 4, one started at 6 something. But we did not spare too well opening up. We got 2 more games up in Notre Dame. Evidently, the bats have gone dead. If you got 0 runs, and the Irish scored 6. But we started off really good. We lost that one game to Carolina. And then arguably the best team, I think, in the nation, we ran across Georgia Tech, was able to get one game out of that. But, we got a long ways to go as far as baseball goes. I hope they can get out of this little slump then. I hope they can, take the Irish today and get on a little bit of momentum, a little bit of winning streak before they come back to Clemson and play at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. And take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ground. There'll be Crockett Jackson, and all that stuff. Anyways, you've never been to a baseball game. It's easy to get there. It's easy to park. Tickets are cheap, and it's more laid-back atmosphere. It's baseball. It's America's best pastime. Get out there, Doug Kingsmore. I don't like to go when it gets to be 95 degrees, but get there when the weather's in the 70s, 60s, and watch you some Clemson baseball. Your friends, it's always fun. Sometimes they're playing the softball game right behind the baseball, and don't tell nobody. You can kind of sneak back there and watch 2 games at once for the price of one. So, all right. Such a time as this. Website for the Ultimate Sports Network should be done any day. We will do a live launch, and we'll be hooking up with Hall of Fame Sports Bar and Grill over there on Wade Hampton. Man, that guy, Omar, has got it going on. He's got like 40 TVs. He's got something going on every day. He's one of the most creative marketers. They got an outdoor deck, a backdoor deck. They got TVs all over the place. They got a stage for a band. They got something going on, and now they're going to have the I Believe Neil Arns Ultimate Sports Network down there on a consistent basis. So we're excited about that. What else? We're just kind of waiting on the spring game to get a little bit of football, kind of see what's going on. I ain't got a dog in the fight. Hey, I want to compliment the Furman Paddlins here in Greenville. Made it to the big dance and actually gave Connecticut a good run. I mean, they got it really close. I mean, I don't know. Vegas probably had, I think they had Connecticut, the number two seed. I think they had them about 20 or something. So they gave a good run. They almost, made it there at the end. They kind of pulled away, but I think it was a 4 or 5 point difference at the end. I mean, Furman gave them a good run. They could have gone either way, but so we got a lot of games going on today. I'm looking at High Point as being my Cinderella team. I don't know, man. Talk about March Madness. I was over in Clemson, and I came back over and I turned the TV on. I don't know, 4 o'clock. I wasn't aware that the Duke game was on, and and they were actually playing at the Von Security Center in Greenville. So I turned it on, and it's going right into halftime, and the mighty Duke Blue Devils is losing to Siena. I mean, you can pronounce that. Siena Saints. Never heard of them until now. They're losing by 13 points. Siena looked fired up going into the locker room, and I'm thinking, this is March Madness at its best. Big old mighty Duke. And I'm saying, not so fast, my friends. Not so fast, my friends. I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. They're going to realize what platform they're on. They've never been there. They're going to realize who they're playing, and they're going to choke. And that's exactly what happened. I think they got out there in the second half, and Duke's like, hey, we're Duke. We're the Duke Blue Devils. We're a basketball icon. We're not going down the first round by Siena. But I tell you, it's just exciting when you see a team like that you never heard of that actually has a chance to take off the big dog and have a new kid on the block. And it almost happened. Now, they would have played to the first half, and they would have won. But you got to play both halves. You got to play both halves. You can play the best half if you want. If you don't play a good second half, then, you got to finish good. So, got basketball all day today. Get your popcorn ready. Join us also Tuesday night. We keep these kind of short until football season starts, and we start doing live shows out at like live game day shows, pregame game shows. Join us every Saturday night as Rowdy Tiger, me and Jacob McDonald break it down like nobody does. We're going to be really short today. We're only about 15 minutes into this thing, but sometimes LinkedIn always better. So March Madness, they'll play out, next 2 weeks. We got something to watch, something to pull for, the excitement. I tell you, it was just like we were in a commercial yesterday when me and Mike went down to East Coast Wings. And it was like, we're all sitting there watching this game. They got like 2 or 3 games going on. And everything starts going on in Kentucky. Kentucky's a basketball brand. And, Santa Clara, I know that's a town, it's a city out in California, but I never knew they had a basketball team. And then when they pulled it over, and when he hit that 3-point shot, everybody went crazy. Everybody's high-fiving everybody. Nobody knows anybody. It felt like I was in a commercial or something, CBS Sports or something. And then we're like, the game's over. There's no way the guy's going to get it all the way down court in 2.9 seconds. Gets barely past half court, jumps up, guarded. The guy was guarded, almost blocked the shot. Ball goes up, and all of a sudden it's like when that happened, time stops. Everybody's like, and it hit the backboard and went in, and the whole restaurant, bar, East Coast Wings went wild. That's March Madness. Those are the memories that you remember. Those are the highlights. Too bad Santa Clara couldn't finish it out in overtime, but every dog has his day. So anyways, come join us next Saturday. We'll be at spring game, and we're all going to be down at Bixby's, College Avenue. That's right next to the Dabo's restaurant, walk-ons. And we're all going to go out to eat afterwards. If you want to go out to eat with us, just come down. We'll have a fun time. It's a time to kind of relax. You You really don't care if the orange beats the white or the white beats the orange. It really doesn't matter. You kind of want to see the new players. You want to see. You don't want anybody, first of all, to get injured. You want to see how the quarterbacks are playing and how the defense is playing, how everybody's looking, how the new players are looking. And you want to see how Chad Morris is making calls and stuff like that. So, I get in there and I kind of pull for the offense, to be honest with you. But his offense is sexier, but it doesn't matter if orange wins, white wins. You just want to see who kind of stands out, who's making the plays, how the play calls calling. At the end of the day, it's time you can get out, have a little football when you got about 6 months before it starts, give you a little taste of that in Death Valley. There's no pressure. Parking's not bad. It's free. It's free. How can you not go? And how can you not come join us afterwards? The most exciting, fastest growing sports network in the nation, and have wings afterwards, and probably a March Madness game on after we do our show. So you can come watch the game with us. We appreciate you guys. God has blessed me with a business beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm so grateful for this. And thank you for all the sponsors that allow me to do this for a living. I got to pitch myself sometimes, but sometimes I don't feel like I deserve it, but I work my butt off, so maybe I do. But it's been a great ride, and we're just getting started. And there's some big things happening in the works, and the best is yet to come. And that's about all I got. I run my mouth for about 20-something minutes. And we always end with all God's children said, go Tigers. Until next week, go Tigers.